Welcome to the orientation video for Cultivate Harvesting Healing. Our goal is to provide information as well as inspiration so that you can understand the curriculum a little bit and see if you're ready to begin a healing journey with Cultivate. Everyone has past pain that has the potential to derail not just the present but the future as well. Well, Cultivate exists so that everyone can uproot past pain and poor patterns and learn to grow positive patterns which produce peace and hope. Isn't it frustrating to have the same issues crop up again and again in our lives? Well, rather than ignore, excuse, cover, or blame others for recurring dilemmas, Cultivate will lead you in an organized way through your garden to find when and how these seeds were planted and fertilized. This faith-based course teaches you how to uproot these weeds so that their effects are minimized in your present and kept from invading your future. We offer 30 practical and relevant tools to empower you, and once you're untangled from these weeds, you are free to live a life of purpose and intention. Today, I'd like to share briefly 2 personal recovery stories from physical afflictions. First, kidney stones. Have you ever had a kidney stone? It is said that the level of discomfort is similar but worse than childbirth. Alike in that it's gut-wrenching pain for which no physical position offers relief. But childbirth pain comes in initial waves called contractions, which are alternating moments of pain and relief. Kidney stone pain is gripping and incessant pain. Even shallow breathing causes horrific torture. My body, unfortunately, has produced many kidney stones, which took from 4 hours to several days to resolve. Either the stone was passed or it was removed through a procedure. Well, each time I walked away in a far different way than when I entered the situation. Once remedied, my recovery was incredibly brief. I was armed with a prescription for a mild antibiotic and encouraged to rest and drink more water. But I had full resolution of my affliction. No scars, no more pain. Really no residual concerns. Kidney stone issues are fairly quickly concluded. Now here's a different story. In 2013, my husband and I bought a total fixer-upper home in downtown San Antonio. So much of a fixer-upper, the final line of our long inspection report said uninhabitable and uninsurable. Well, it sounds scarier than it was. We had just a few months to bring the house up to a certain condition that was deemed workable, so we jumped in with our sweat equity every hour that we weren't at work or sleeping. We finally finished the full painting inside and outside of our home, and we're so pleased with the results. In fact, we felt pretty muscular from all that upper body movement. Fast forward a few months later, I began with a slow onset of odd symptoms. It started with mild shoulder pain while sleeping, first one side and then the other. Days later, I added some numbness, tingling down my right arm. My left side followed the next week, but those issues subsided. Next, my right arm began experiencing occasional radiating pain down through my fingertips. Now looking back, of course, I should have stopped my busy life and sought medical care, but I figured it would go away with time, just like the left side did. My brain was not yet connecting anything about my current situation to painting earlier in the year. I was in complete denial. After all, the discomfort wasn't all day, every day. Well, a few weeks later, I encountered diminished range of motion. I began to use my right arm less and less, focusing on using my non-dominant left side as much as possible. Well, when I could no longer brush my teeth or pick up a glass to drink or click my seatbelt, I finally felt defeated and resigned myself to seek professional help. That decision was life-changing. The doctor explained that while my intentions and plans were good, the aggressive pace of painting caused invisible inflammation inside my shoulders. Because I naturally used my dominant side, that shoulder bore the brunt of the work of many hours of scraping and painting in difficult positions, which I have to admit was done without prior strength training and proper stretching. My activity shredded the edge of my right rotator cuff, and the swelling inside the joint was really replaced with scar tissue. Multiple therapy treatments relieved some pain, but not all. And my doctor educated me on my need for surgery to restore my range of motion and eliminate a future of chronic pain. So, taking a deep breath, I submitted to the process. After surgery, my daily therapy consisted of several hours a day in a chair that moved my arm for me many different directions for the first 2 months. Then more physical therapy for a total of 5 months. Well, today, years later, I still have small residual effects that disturb my sleep. And although my new normal isn't my younger 100% normal, I'm grateful for the recovery that I've made. It's so much better than chronic pain and lack of motion. My body reminds me occasionally of inadequacy, but I'm thankful to be so far down the road of healing. Why did I tell you my stories? Well, we all need guidance for our issues. People typically recognize their need for change, but they don't connect current pain to past experiences. What usually gets people's attention toward action is the chaos of recurring pain. At some point, we realize we just don't want to live with that pain anymore, and we seek assistance from someone wiser and skilled. Some issues, like kidney stones, resolve quickly, and we can walk through our lives without much long-term pain and damage causing future problems. We're quickly healed, free of scars and residual effects. Most recoveries, however, are slower, like my shoulder. We need God, who is skilled and much wiser, to go into unseen places and, using specialized care and experience, attend to the deep injuries that have caused so much pain. This gets us on the road to healing properly so that we can live our best life possible. After remedies and a commitment to aftercare, we may be a ton better, but we must learn to be watchful and mindful to avoid a return to old issues. So, I'd like to introduce you to Cultivate, Harvesting Healing. This curriculum, designed in City Tribe Church's Freedom Ministry, is holistic, thorough, and organized. It's drafted to help you take a deep look at all areas of your life. And we will do more than help you discover and deal with past pain and poor patterns. Our goal is to teach you to establish positive patterns from here forward, so that ultimately you'll be able to grow and be more like Christ. In Cultivate, we call this moving from your worst ways to wise ways, all so that you can live your best life possible, experiencing peace and hope. We center our lessons around gardening and growth topics. Scripture, habit training, and evidence-based neuroscience research offer more inspiration and information throughout our curriculum. In addition, we train you in 30 simple tools to empower you to uproot these weeds of worst ways and plant and nurture positive patterns of wise ways. These get you flourishing with a healthy heart, soul, and mind. This is all accomplished through our Growth Guide, a guidebook set up with 15 lessons of instruction containing links to brief videos, followed by lessons and activities and questions to work through. You can get the Growth Guide and work through it on your own in a self-paced way. If you choose this method, we would recommend that you find a wise Christian who can provide mentorship. You'll want someone with whom that you can process all that you're learning and to share in your excitement and growth. If you'd like to start your own Cultivate group wherever you live, where you work, or with a friend or two, let us know, because we'd be glad to help you out with some leader info. Now, the best way that we feel like Cultivate is effective is learning in a tribe. There's an African proverb that has been reworded to this shorter phrase: faster alone, further together. Faster alone, further together. God gave us the corporate church to help each other. And at City Tribe Church in San Antonio, Texas, we promote Cultivate through tribes, which are our small groups. We have found through our years of leading people on their journey to healing that it's accomplished best in tribes of 4 to 10 people. Each tribe member works through the Growth Guide lesson during the week, which takes about an hour to an hour and a half. Then they come together with other tribe members in tribe meetings to hear each other's stories, to understand and support what others are learning and applying. And healing along the journey together, this is the top way to cultivate lasting restoration through biblical learning and community. At City Tribe, we do this in small male and female tribes, which meet for 2 hours each Monday evening in the spring and fall semesters. If this option is at all possible for you, it's well worth the investment of additional time. Then, as we close each semester, we highly encourage everyone to engage in a memorable retreat experience which takes healing to just even deeper levels. C.S. Lewis, I'd like to share a quote from him. He said that you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. I love that. We all enter Cultivate knowing that there are changes necessary. However, we might not realize that change is possible. In an article titled "How Experience Changes Brain Elasticity," the author explains, while people used to believe that the brain became fixed after a certain age, newer research has revealed that the brain never stops changing in response to learning. God offered a means for adapting and learning in your brain that provides necessary hope that your heart can heal and thrive. Cultivate is a non-judgmental, supportive process that will offer healing through fresh perspectives and empowering tools. If you feel you're ready to uproot your worst ways and grow wise ways, let's get you started in Cultivate. You can click the link below and get the curriculum, and just let us know if you're going to do the self-paced route or if you'd like to register for a Tribe through City Tribe Church. You'll be guided through information there. Well, thanks for joining me today to learn more about Cultivate. We look forward to coming alongside you to harvest healing.